This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by former British and Commonwealth champion Liam Walsh. You're here obviously at the press conference, your brother, in a big fight this weekend against Sam Noakes. How are you, first of all? How's things?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Yeah, I'm sound, all good. Yeah, happy to be here. Obviously supporting Ryan and working with Ryan, and yeah, it should be a good fight. We're looking forward to it.
Do you get more nervous for Ryan's fights than your own fights?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I didn't really used to get nervous for my own fights, which I wish I would have, really, to be honest, because I think I'd have livened me up a little bit more and I'd have been a bit more on my toes a little bit. But I didn't really used to get nervous. I used to get giddy, if anything. I used to be quite excited, but I don't really like my brothers fighting at all. I've got my lad boxes and my nephew boxes, and I don't really enjoy them boxing, if I'm honest. No.
I mean, I think your last fight was about 5 years ago, but you still look in pretty good nick. Are you training every day? Are you training fighters and stuff?
No, I train as and when. Yeah, I do train. I keep well. I keep fit. Yeah. Still do a bit of sparring and that. But yeah, I was just, funnily enough, I was speaking to someone the other day about that. Someone asked me when I last fought, and I couldn't believe it's 5 years has gone that quick. It's actually 5 years ago, just recently, end of November, I think it was. So yeah, I can't believe how quick it's gone. But no, I've enjoyed it. But still enjoying myself. Still keep fit and that. Yeah.
Talk to us about your brother Ryan's fight with Sam Noakes. Ryan's sort of been there and done it. Sam's on the way up, but do you think his experience will be the key on Saturday night?
Not only experience, no. I think obviously experience will play a part, but I'm not sure how many fighters Sam's fought with ambition. Obviously, Ivan Mendy, that was a great win, but a good name. But how much ambition did he really have? Yeah, I'm not too sure how many people he's fought with really good ambition who want to win, and that's taking nothing away from Sam, because he's done everything that's been asked of him. He's done his job, and he's done it well, and he's a good fighter, and he's also not people like 15 wins, 14 knockouts. He's an aggressive brawler, and he ain't only that either. He's got amateur pedigree. He's a good fighter, and it's going to be a good fight. And Ryan might have to perform to his best. You might have to see a version of Ryan you've never seen. You might have to see the best version of Ryan to beat him. But we'll see on Saturday night.
And just a few more. On yourself. Do you miss the game? A lot of fighters find it difficult to deal with retirement and things like that. Did you find it difficult at first, and how have you adjusted to retiring?
Yeah, no, I haven't. I love boxing. I'm obsessed with boxing. I wish I wasn't, because I watch every fight. I read every article. I do love boxing, and my son's now doing it. My nephew's doing it. My brother's still doing it. So we're a boxing family, and I'll never stop watching boxing. I'll support in boxing. But regarding retirement, I'm content. I'm content with where I am. I'm happy. I had no regrets. I've done everything I wanted to do, and obviously I wanted to win a world title. The reality of that is I wasn't good enough. I can accept that. That's not a problem. It certainly weren't through lack of effort, which if I'd be stood here now with regrets, thinking, I went out on the piss and I messed about and I didn't do this and I didn't do that, I'd probably be full of regret. But I don't have any of that. I give everything I had, and it weren't enough. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy and content that who I am. What boxing give me as well? Boxing give me a good life. It give me good morals, good principles, good discipline. So yeah, I'm happy, and I have no regrets. If I could still compete to the level I want to be at, then I'd be missing it. Except for instance, boxing got took away from me for an injury or something like that, I'd probably be sat here seething. But the fact it was my decision, I'm still healthy. I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you.
I know you were kind of one of the only fighter, British fighter anyway, that's fought Gervonta Davis. When you fought him back then, did you think he would have the career he's had and become one of the faces of the sport?
I think to think he'd become face of the sport might be going a bit far, but I certainly knew how good he was. I'd certainly done my research, as I did with everyone who I fought. I knew how good he was. I knew he was brilliant. I'd done an interview weeks before that fight saying if he doesn't get me out early, then we're going to be in for a good scrap. In other words, his best chance was to knock me out early. I look back now, and in hindsight, he was going to beat me regardless. I thought at that time, back then, with him only being 20 years old or 21 at the time, me being 30, but I was under the impression I could have sort of dogged him out towards the end. But looking in hindsight now, that weren't going to happen. I'd have got dogged out. I'd have got knocked out. My defence weren't world class. It weren't especially when I was trading up. It weren't my feet were decent, but my hand defence weren't as good. And at some point he'd have chinned me. In hindsight now, at the time I certainly thought I could win it, but I also knew how good he was. I knew how dangerous he was. But yeah, I'm a fan of his. Obviously, he's done well. How can you not be a fan of someone who's come from poverty and come from being orphaned being in care and then going on to make a life for himself? And so yeah, fair play to him.
And obviously, we know he's got a fight coming up against Lamont Roach, but the fight everyone wants to see is Shakur Stevenson. Having fought Tank and been in there, like, what chance do you give Shakur? Like, how do you see that fight going, basically?
I think Shakur can beat anybody. I think Shakur is the goods. I like him a lot. I think he's brilliant. I'm more interested in Tank v Lomachenko, if I'm honest. I got excited when I heard that one. I thought I didn't hold my breath, and I didn't think it'd happen. And for whatever reasons, from what I'm reading, which we don't know if I'm reading it weren't Tank's fault, which is music to my ears, because I thought. But yeah, the fight didn't go ahead. I hope it does. I hope it can do. It doesn't look like it's going to now. Tank's come out the other day and said he's going to retire after 25. Will that happen? We don't know. But yeah, I'd like to see Tank fight Lomachenko, Shakur. Tiafimo's probably too big now. But yeah, I want some of them big fights, big names. I know he's beat Ryan Garcia, which was huge business, but the quality of the fight, I know Ryan's now going to beat Devin, which made him look a lot better, but I always fancied Tank in that fight anyway. That weren't for me. That weren't a Tank Loma. That weren't a Tank Shakur. That was a business move.
So, of those fights you named, who has the best chance of beating him? Would you say Shakur?
I still think Lomachenko, but I don't know what he's got left. I obviously don't know what his ambition is now. It seems like he's going the other way. At one point he was possessed with being an undisputed champion. I don't think he necessarily holds that mindset anymore, but I might be wrong. I don't know him personally. I've been a massive fan. I went and watched him myself in Vegas years and years ago. You can't not be a fan of Lomachenko. Probably Shakur now because of the edge and everything else.
And just lastly, Liam, on that fight where you had obviously Floyd Mayweather in town, at the press conference and everything, what was the whole week like as a whole? Having someone like Mayweather on the table, like how do you look back on such a crazy week, I guess?
Yeah, another one. I went and watched Mayweather in Vegas against Ricky Hatton. Was a big fan of Mayweather. Admired what he could do in a boxing ring. Personally, weren't a massive fan as a person, but that's neither here or there. He probably ain't a massive fan of me either, but that's fine. But yeah, the whole week was all right. The thing is with boxing, you fight on the side. Like we're here today at the press conference and that, and we don't. Oh, I certainly didn't really enjoy this side of things. I don't like really being interviewed. You just had to sort of ask me. I'd ask you, do I have to? So yeah, I'd rather. So the fight week in that, I didn't really overly enjoy it, if I'm honest, because I don't enjoy that side of things. I was buzzing for the fight, excited for the fight. Mayweather, if anything, turned me off. I was a massive fan, a massive admirer, and with the brief dealings I had with him, just thought he's a knob. And yeah, my opinion hasn't really changed on that one. Tank, on the other hand, seemed sound enough the whole way through. In the ring afterwards, we exchanged a few words, and he didn't change my mind, and I'm rooting for him. But yeah, Mayweather, I'm not so much. Not so much.
Fair enough. Well, Liam, really appreciate your time. Thanks for doing this, and good luck to your brother on Saturday.
Appreciate it.